English.
Oh, I should put my lights on.
Yeah, just come on with it. We'll just sit there.
Hold on, man. Let's see. Yes, we're good. Yeah, I'm talking right now. 4 people are watching now.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome into this week's Game of the Week. I'm Bull Slavin, Assistant Athletic Director for Marketing Partnerships, and we are here with members of the UNCP volleyball team. We are going to take a look back at their victory, their sweep, 3-set sweep, as a matter of fact, over Georgia College from November 8th during social media night. So I'm sure they will share their social media handles with all of you as well. But let's first introduce our special guest for the evening. Our first guest, and just feel free to wave hey, is Ashley Caesar. She was the Offensive Player of the Year voted as by her teammates, and she is in the middle during this evening's game. Brianna Warren voted Impact Player of the Year during Golden Braves the other night. Also another middle, and Ellie Hicks, our right side on the UNCP volleyball team. So now that we've introduced everybody, let's go ahead and get this evening started. So feel free, as we said, this evening was social media night, the best season for UNCP volleyball in 12 years. Thanks to you guys. Obviously, all of you played a huge role in that. Bree, Impact Player of the Year. You had Emily Day give you a special shout out from USA Volleyball and the Golden Braves. What was that like for you, and what was this season like for you?
I really enjoyed playing with all the girls in the team. I felt like we were very close. And that was Ashley, we'd go and practice to each other. Like, that was just lovely. We would just push each other to our highest expectations.
And Ash, what about you? You know, Offensive Player of the Year, had a good night this game. We're excited to have you on here to kind of relive some of your kills throughout this evening's game. Talk a little bit about what this game meant, having the best season in over 12 years for program history. What was it like, and what was so special and different about this team compared to years past, and what made this group special to be able to take down Georgia College in 3 straight sets here at home?
I think to do with leadership. I think that this year we really had our captains were really focused on just kind of setting the bar really high. And we were all really focused on creating a different culture for the team, and I think that showed on the court. All of the girls, like Bree said, we all gelled well together. Like, we all had fun playing together, which was the biggest thing. So it all translated. Whereas in years past, that wasn't so, like, you really couldn't see that as much. So I think our leadership was probably the biggest thing, and just our chemistry on and off the court was probably the biggest factors in how we played.
And obviously, first point of the match going to UNC Pembroke, of course, by account, none other than Ashley Caesar herself with a block to start off this evening's match. So we're definitely going to have more questions throughout the evening for anybody that is tuning in and watching, and feel free to share this on y'all's social medias as well as we go through the night. Please send in your questions via social media at UNCP_sports. It can be on Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram. We will try and get as many of those questions in. Our Director of Fan Engagement, Jen Smith, is in the room here with me to make sure we get as many of those questions in as possible. So please make sure you send them our way, and we will ask away. So Ellie, we haven't really had you talk much yet, so let's talk a little bit about what do you remember from this game and this match in particular of getting that conference win here at home. What was that like, and any memories that come flooding back from this game?
I think it was really the first win at home for conference in quite a while. So obviously we definitely remember the feeling of what it's like to win. That we can do that. We've had a confidence for the past few years and win against our conference teams, but it was great to have that feeling of knowing that we can do it when others think that we can't. It's just proving ourselves to everyone else in our conference.
And Ellie, you were actually a huge part of this game, actually leading the team with 10 kills in this match and 4 blocks. Ashley Caesar was right behind you with 7 kills and 4 blocks from this match. So the perfect players to have on this evening. And of course, Bree, you were always kind of that spark and energy throughout the year. Whenever something big happened, you were definitely the loudest and most visual in the gym. What is that like? And Ashley and Ellie, you may be able to talk about this a little bit more. What is it like to have somebody who's that fired up just to be on the court with you? And what does that energy do for the crowd and that ability to play here at UNC Pembroke?
It's awesome. I see it like a match. There's energy. But at the time, and just having Breer it really just sparks everything for us. And I feel like we play a lot better, we get more excited, and that's how you intimidate your opponents, is just getting excited and getting in their heads and stuff, and Breer's the exact person to do that.
Yeah, I agree. I think we saw a few times during the season where teams weren't really used to us being that excited and showing that much emotion. So especially coming from Bree, at times she get a huge block and she celebrates. At times we would see her get kind of snarky and upset, which is it kind of creates a type of atmosphere, creates a different type of energy on the court, so we make them mad, and so what, we already got in their head. So I think it's always a plus to have somebody on the team that's excited and makes you feel okay, this is a fun game, it's not just about just winning, we're gonna have fun. So her being that energy first, I think, is everything.
Yeah, and that energy for me too, getting to announce the games for y'all during the season, that energy makes it a lot more enjoyable for us and also for the fans coming into the building. We draw a pretty good crowd for volleyball games here. Obviously, we continue to do our best to bring more students in and create more of an atmosphere for them. But we've had a couple players and coaches come up to us afterward and talk about the atmosphere of Pembroke volleyball. And that's got to be a good feeling for you as far as that energy level. And like you were saying, that intimidation factor, there's definitely been points in the past where, like you were saying, maybe teams kind of overlooked you, but I think that's definitely gone away after this season with the energy that you guys brought. And you definitely came to the court to compete every single day, and that's a big factor. So currently in the game, UNCP Braves are up 8-3 over the Georgia College Bobcats, as Morgan Gibbs has been back to serve as that one flies out of bounds, extending the Braves' lead, the largest so far of this evening's match. We have our first question for you guys from the evening. This one from our Instagram account. As we mentioned, please make sure to submit your questions on all UNCP_sports social media. Here's the first question for you. The biggest thing to build on from last year's success. So for UNCP volleyball, and this can be, let's go individually and as a team. So let each of you go first. Ashley, you can answer first. Individually, what's the biggest thing? And then as a team, what's the biggest thing from last year's success you can build on?
I'll say individually, the biggest thing to build on for me would be just creating, or being consistent as far as hitting percentage. I know that for a long time I was leading the conference with hitting percentage, and then at the very end, someone else was leading So that was really disappointing for us. I think consistency would be the biggest thing to like build off of that. I'm the first in that category and many more. So that's one thing individually. And I think as a team, the biggest thing to build off of is just the energy we brought, the attitude that we brought. I feel like we had a lot more like passion. We had a lot more passionate players, and everybody was on the same page. I feel like that's something that we can definitely build off of, especially coming into next season. Just kind of bringing the freshmen in and letting them know our standard and what they have to live up to, so that there's no doubts going into the season.
And Brianna, do you kind of
Yeah, I would say when I was doing my job, so that if I do my job, hopefully that builds to us want to just have the same energy, and as a team, just finishing that second set, because I know we just always had a hard time with that throughout the entire year, is we'd just be too comfortable winning that first set and then letting the second one just fall through.
Okay, so for me, it's definitely something I should build on is my confidence that I had at the end of the season. That's something that I've always struggled with, like going into my freshman and sophomore year. Just knowing that I can put the ball away from my team, but kind of towards the middle to the end of the season, I really realized that improvement for me to do is definitely it's all the hard work that we realized that we have to, and we worked so hard in the weight room. No matter what we're doing in practice, we worked hard all some keep especially not having our spurt. We just need to keep going from that.
Yeah, you guys grew a lot this year, like you were saying, Ellie, both on the court, in the weight room, and then another successful year in the classroom as well. Ellie, for you, you were actually set up during this game 29 different times. You were on the attack throughout this evening's match, so very impressive numbers, and makes sense why you had so many kills during this evening's match, as well as Morgan and Quinny were setting you up the most. Quinn had 20 assists on the evening, and Morgan with 13, splitting as your setters up front. You guys came out hot in the beginning of this one, coming out to a fast start, up 14-5 over the Bobcats. Is there any type of strategy, or is there a game plan that you all discussed before hitting the court one final time? Obviously, you always get that 3-minute break in your warm-ups before you come back out for starting lineups. Was there a plan for this game in particular to say, we're going to jump out fast and try and get ahead early, or is there any strategy that, obviously don't give away your game plan, but is there any strategy that you'd be happy to share with all of our listeners?
Yeah, I think just, we have a saying that I can't say, but we kind of just remind each other to play fast and do what we gotta do to get out of the game as quick as possible. But I just think beforehand, the main focus was just to do what we've done before. We've already proved to ourselves and we proved to them that we're capable of being the better team, because we are the better team. So when it came down to like the minutes we had before the game to just chat, it was mainly just get in there, do what we gotta do, and don't question yourself.
Yeah, and obviously, like you said, you guys had already proven it once before, as you beat them in the Storm Dome down in Georgia. That one a much closer match than this one. Obviously, the first set, you take care of them pretty handily. The second set, as Bree was referring to, was definitely a nail biter, 25-23, which we'll get to here in a little bit. But talking a little bit about that, you were mentioning things that you want to work on about the second set. Is there something in particular as a team that you guys feel is it a lack of focus for you, or is it endurance thing, or is it them figuring out the game plan, or what's kind of the thing that you guys want to work on specifically to take care of that second set more efficiently this year?
I feel like if we just come out stronger and like execute and more consistent, like as a team rather than just individually, we can have a better start so that we're not already down by 5 points and then we have to try to catch up by the end of the game. I mean, that's been hard for us, so.
We also need to learn to not get comfortable. So, we have a tendency to just think that, just because we won the first set, they're going to roll over and stuff, but we're not like that as a team. We always come back fighting the second set if we lost the first. So just knowing that we can't be comfortable and we're not going to give up, that's a huge thing for us.
And obviously, you guys have an exciting class coming in. Your schedule's already been released for next season. Have you met any of the incoming freshmen yet? Or is there one in particular that you already know or maybe played with before that you're excited about joining the team?
So I went to high school with Hope Turbyville, and we all Hope, Caitlin, and Taylor, they all play on the same club team right now, and they play at my old club. So that's really cool. That's really exciting for us because they already know each other. They know how each other plays and how they work and how to handle each other on the court. So that's really exciting for us because, that's something that you seriously need in volleyball. You need to build that chemistry and learn to trust your teammates and learn how to handle them.
I know the last one, Katie, she went to my rival school or whatever, and I also played on a club team with her, and I'm very excited for her because she's first.
Yeah, I only know when it comes to like our summer camp, our camps, when it comes to like summer camps and stuff, she's an amazing setter, so I'm really excited to see her come in and do big things.
And as I mentioned, this match was social media night here at Lumbee Guarantee Bank Court. Feel free, we'll let this time be your shout out time. Since it is social media night during this game, I guess we'll let you shout out your social media as well. So feel free if you want to share so that our followers and all Brave Nation can give you guys a follow as we prepare for the upcoming 2020 UNCP volleyball season. Hopefully sooner rather than later with everything going on, but feel free, go ahead and give yourselves a shout out.
Okay, so you guys can follow me on Instagram at a.caesar, and you spell Caesar like Caesar salad.
You can follow me, Brianna_0521 on the Insta.
Mine, Ellie, with 2 Y's, Dundee, with a 9, 4.
How do you not know your Instagram?
We are still working on our personal branding apparently, as Ellie still has to learn her own Instagram, but we're glad that you're able to figure that out quickly. Hopefully we'll have it down by next social media day in this upcoming year. We're still working on the promo schedule for this upcoming year, so hopefully we'll be able to release that within the upcoming month. Hopefully we'll be able to release the promo schedule for the 2020 season. Like I said, the 2020 season has already been released. Go to uncpbraves.com or go to uncpvball.com to go to a direct link, and you'll be able to find UNCP volleyball schedule for 2020. They're supposed to kick off this season on Friday, September 4th, right here at Lumbee Guarantee Bank Court for the UNC Denmark Invitational. Like I said, we're all keeping our fingers crossed with all this crazy stuff going on right now, but I guess speaking of that, this upcoming week is finals for you all, and this time has been crazy with everybody in all of UNC Denmark moving to online classes. How are you guys holding up at home, and are you guys ready for finals?
exploding. I mean, it's not bad online, it's just, I'd rather be in school taking classes, but it hasn't been bad.
I'll say that I definitely
Well-
am kind of enjoying. Wait, are you talking?
No, are you?
So I definitely enjoy doing my classes online. It's been a lot easier for me. I think this is probably the best semester I've ever had. So yeah, I'm enjoying it.
Bree seems to disagree. Go ahead, Lily.
Okay, so, I mean, for me, it's a little different because my major is elementary education, so we do a lot of hands-on stuff and stuff in the elementary school. So this is really different for me. It's difficult because I'm not getting an actual experience like I, hope to be for my future. But given the situation, it's okay.
As we mentioned, with all of COVID-19, crazy times right now, unprecedented situation without sports around the world. So special shout out to all of our healthcare workers that are currently working the front lines and taking care of those that are impacted, and especially our partners at Scotland Healthcare. Thanks to them for all that they do protecting our student athletes game in and game out. As Braves currently up now 23-17 with a kill by none other than Ellie Hicks. As we mentioned, don't forget to submit your questions at UNCP_sports. You can submit them on Instagram via the Instagram story, on Facebook, or on Twitter. So make sure to submit those questions now, and we'll make sure that Brianna, Ellie, or Ashley get the chance to answer them. Jen is back here actively urging me to remind you guys of Taco Tuesday, as Cinco de Mayo is this upcoming Tuesday, and will be a Taco Tuesday, I'm sure, for Jen
Yes.
on her own. And she is missing wearing the taco suit at Volleyball's Taco Tuesday, when Volleyball, actually, you guys took out cards and hid them around campus for students to find to bring to the game for their chance to win free tacos. As we're now at set point here, Braves up 24-18 on Georgia College. What is your favorite promotion that we do for UNCP volleyball? And I guess if there's a promotion that you guys wish, as we mentioned, we're still working on a promotional schedule for upcoming years. So is there a promotion that you guys would really like to see, and fans that are listening, this goes for you guys too, as the Braves take the first set 25-18, as we'll get set for the second set here with a quick change on the side of the courts, but we'll stay right here with all of you. So again, if you have a favorite promotion, feel free to share it with us at UNCP_sports. We'd love to hear it and hopefully get to build it into this year's upcoming promotional schedule. But Ashley, Ellie, Bree, is there a favorite promotion that you guys have had from this year or years past, or maybe even a different sport that you would like to see at UNCP volleyball?
I feel like social media night, just because, especially with our bit movies and stuff, because I feel like our bit movies just kind of show our personality. A lot of people just see us on the court and see us as volleyball players and athletes and stuff like that, but it's really cool for everyone to see how we are, off the court too. And I think mine does, my bit movie really shows me off, so.
If I just want to get dressed up as a taco.
Got you.
Oh, chills.
Yeah, my favorite one right now, the Taco Tuesday, that one. I forget what the official name is, but I like that one the best.
Is there one that you would really like to see this upcoming season that maybe you've seen somewhere else?
We ever do the, I think basketball did like a glow, something with like glow stick.
How would you try? Oh, no,
Neon
no, something that'd be.
That would be cool. Like if we expect the game to be kind of long, that would be fun.
Interesting.
We will definitely write that one down for consideration of building a neon night into UNCP volleyball, or maybe even taking a different route and maybe go to a disco party with UNCP volleyball or something like that this upcoming year.
Agree.
We will have to wait and see. Are there any questions that you all have for the fans listening in? Are there any things you want to ask? Maybe we can get some more interaction that way as far as anything that you guys want to know from about our fan base?
You guys go first.
Me?
Are you talking like how we can find more about like people that go to our games? That's right.
Yeah. Yeah.
I liked, I don't know, I feel like we should do it more than once a year, but like whenever like little girls come that play at the elementary schools and stuff, like that's like also one of my favorite times when we get to do like the autographs and stuff. Like I feel like getting to talk to them and stuff like that. I feel like they enjoy it and I also enjoy it. Like working at daycare and stuff, like I'm always with kids, so I like it. The kids.
Love kids, they're my favorite.
I like that too. I think like whenever we see other sports like come in like big groups. Like I know sometimes football they would come in and they really make a lot of noise, or sometimes they do. Basketball occasionally. I see actually a lot of the girls basketball team show up. Softball we see a lot of. Like I just like seeing other athletes that are in. Makes us like really excited, you know, because they know exactly what we're going through. They know how intense the situation is, especially if it's a conference game. Like they just understand, so the morale is always there.
And as we all know, we just wrapped up our athletic season, quote unquote, with the Golden Braves virtual award ceremony, where we kind of got to celebrate all of the athletes and all of the accomplishments from this past year. Some very impressive resumes, athletic resumes from this year, is Ashley coming up with another kill on the evening as the Braves get their first point of the second set. Braves currently up 1-0 over the Georgia College Bobcats, but currently trail 2-1 in this set here. Bree, you, like we talked about, we had a lot of special guests for Golden Braves Awards, and we actually got to share your reaction with Emily Day. The video of you reacting kind of starstruck with Emily being on screen and then saying your name. What was that like? What was that like for you of having a USA volleyball player speak to you and the team, and obviously Ashley, you too, and what was it like of seeing some of those stars, Apollo Ono and things like that, appear on the Golden Braves this year?
First, when I saw it on the screen, it kind of shocked me because I was like, what is happening? Because you weren't really better coach when you do the words. And then she said my name, and it just like, it made me feel special, first of all, but like, I know everyone was just screaming. I'm still in shock that it was her. So, I mean, I appreciate Coach and you guys for getting her to do that because that was awesome.
Special.
Yeah, I agree. It was really seeing her. I felt literally the exact same way as Bree. I was like starstruck. I didn't expect that at all. So it was really exciting to see her, but at the same time, like to hear her say my name, Bree's name, to shout out our team, you know, after everything that we worked so hard to do, it really means a lot to somebody, you know, of that status and that has accomplished so much in their volleyball career to shout us out. So that was really big. Also seeing all the other people that were on the Golden Braves, that was cool also. I didn't expect any of that, honestly, so that's what made it so special. There was a lot of special people in it.
As the Braves have now drawn even with the Bobcats 4-4 here in set 2. As you mentioned, you know, definitely had some issues with set 2 this season, but y'all were able to put it all together. Very efficient on the evening. As Georgia College, you held Georgia College to a .066 hitting percentage, and you guys hit a .185. A big difference there for you guys to put them away. Do you guys feel when everything is clicking? Is there a moment in the match that you know, hey, tonight's our night? You feel the energy. The sets are good. You're hitting the ball cleanly. At what point did you guys feel that during this match here?
I know, like, it was getting towards the end of the season, and it started to be something for us, like, we're trying to do it for the seniors or whatever, because we really wanted to get into the tournament or whatever. So I know I wasn't just working for the people in the stands, I was working for the seniors, because I know it meant a lot to them, and I didn't want their season to end short, so.
I agree. I think that that's whenever we felt, I felt the chemistry the most. I think that we were so determined, especially in the first set, to be like, okay, what happened when we played them before? We went to 5 sets, but that wasn't okay. We didn't just win by 2 as, you know, it didn't just happen. Like, we deserved to win, take that win. So I think in this game, it was really about proving that we deserved that win. We deserved everything that we had worked for and done that last game. And it wasn't by chance at all. So definitely the first set, we felt the chemistry. Like, it's really, you can just tell by everyone else's energy and how everything's flowing. Like you said, the sets are great. Everybody's delivering. Everybody's fast. You know, everybody's on their feet and balanced. Like, you don't really have to like tweak too much. That's whenever you can really feel our chemistry. Those are like the best moments in the game.
And
Okay. Yeah, I definitely feel that, like Ashley saying, we just had so much energy for this game, and I know when I get excited, I slap the floor, and I'm like on my knees, and so I saw someone else who got in the game when I was up front, and that's when I knew that, like, it was over for Georgia College. Like, I 100% felt that at that point. We just had so much energy, we just believed in ourselves. We said that in the locker room beforehand, we can do it. So let's just show everybody else in the stand at Pembroke, at Georgia College, that we can do it. We know we can, so let's just show everybody else that we can do it.
And now obviously you're going into your senior year, both on the court and in the classroom. Is there something in particular that we mentioned it a little bit already, but your senior year, how do you want to be remembered as a Brave, and what's something that you're really hoping to lead your team to this year?
You're gonna make me cry. I'm not explaining here. But, I honestly just, like, it's really cool to be remembered as, you know, that player that was good and stuff. But honestly, I want to be remembered by my team as a good teammate, someone that always had your back no matter what, and that I was always positive, because I try to always be positive, that I passionate about volleyball and was willing to do anything for her teammates because these people are my family.
And not to bring any tears out on the game of the week here, so I'm sorry, but we had some special seniors in this past class, and obviously we'll include Quinny in that as well with her moving on with her program. What made this class as a whole so special? You talked about wanting to play for them, Bree, to make it to the postseason. What made this class so special to the three of you?
I mean, we were all just so close. Like, I've never personally had a personal connection with every single person on the team compared to my freshman year coming in, where we didn't even want to hang out with each other, honestly. Like, I didn't even talk to Ashley once. So, like, me and Drew felt like I love this, and this whole virus is happening, and I want to come back to them, but and oh, well, it's get away from I family, like Ellie said, and it was sad, and that she was gonna be inside, so.
Quinny and Raven are my roommates. I spent so much time with them. I see them at practice. I see them in the morning when I wake up. I saw them when, we had dinner together after practice. We just had such a great friendship with literally all of the seniors and everyone on the team. So it was nice to have just to know that, they'll still be around this semester. Obviously it was cut short and stuff, and that was rough too, but it was really sad to just know that at our last game in the tournament, that was the last time I was going to play with these girls that I had built such a huge relationship with and so much trust and love. So that was rough.
Yeah, I mean, like what Bree was saying, we're also close. We're also close this year. Like the year before, we were not at all. It was very cliquish. It's not a good time. But anyway, we have grown so much closer together, and to see everybody's personalities, especially our seniors. We noticed that our seniors had some of the biggest personalities on the team. So it was really big for us to want to dedicate this new season. Okay, we'll start with a clean slate. Relationship-wise, we're all good with each other. So if we can at least create that strong foundation, chemistry-wise, then we really want to play for you guys. We really want to make your last year worth it because we actually cared about you as people. So I think it was a lot deeper than just it being their last year. We actually cared about how they went out and how their last few games were. And I think it really showed on senior night. We did a lot for them and made sure that we sent them off well.
Yeah, I would say one thing. I would also say I felt we played so well because we all wanted to be there. There was no one on our team that was oh, it's just game day. We all got it hyped in the locker room together. We all went out to dinner after we with our families and whatever. So I mean, I feel we doing those little things at practice or whatever that helps. But it was kind of we just all clicked and we loved playing with each other. So even at practice, so.
And Bobcats obviously were just coming out, or a point ago, coming out of a Georgia College timeout. Is they had taken the lead early in the second set, but as we said, everything was clicking for you guys here this evening. Braves are coming roaring back. They are now up 13-11 over the Georgia College Bobcats here in set number 2 on the game dating back to social media night earlier this season. And also, we talked about how much of a family this is, and obviously at the helm for you guys is Coach Ellen McGill, and you guys have a new Brave that is now going to be a part of the team as Coach McGill and her husband Mitch. Congratulations to both of them as they recently had Jackson. Have you guys been able to WebEx or Zoom or anything to be able to meet Jackson yet?
Yeah, so we have team meetings about once a week, and we've done our individual meetings. And for me, I love babies, so I'm always Coach, can I see Jackson, and where is he and stuff, and it that's just so cool. I love that. Like, that's so awesome for them. It's the big part, so that's just really cool to get to meet him and stuff. And I already told her I was going to babysit, so this is me putting Coach on the spot right now. She's watching. I'm going to babysit.
Really is dead serious. Like, we all know.
She's not joking.
Yeah, my baby stuff is rough. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, I'm just super happy for Coach McGill and her husband. Like, I can't imagine what it's like. Like, I'm sure it was kind of stressful being, in that position and work, in season. But I think she handled it really well, and I'm just really excited for the both. And he's super cute.
I think when she first told us, like, we didn't know what she was gonna tell us. She was just like, I gotta tell you guys something. And then she told us, and like, whenever Britta was crying, everyone was crying.
Ellie was
So excited for her and family and her husband, so can't wait to see him when we get back. Oh.
As another good rally there, Anna, who led the team in digs and an impressive career with the amount of digs that she had, as just couldn't quite get to that one, as lead is still a 3 for the Braves, 17-14 here in set 2, Georgia College serving. What is something like that of Anna, a go-getter on the court who is just constantly putting her body on the line day in and day out for you guys? What does something like that mean for you guys, and does that make you want to work harder as we see her go rolling on the court again?
Yes, absolutely. I think that all of us can definitely attest to like the times where Anna would just be like going crazy before games, like extremely excited to start playing. And it was very motivating to see that beforehand, but then to also see her back it up on the court was even more exciting. Because I know that when we have practice and I'm supposed to get back there and dig, like, that's not really like, man, I commend you, because I could not do half of the stuff that you're doing like on a daily basis. So yeah, I definitely appreciate it, Anna.
Yeah, I definitely appreciate it. And so when I was blocked, and because you get blocked, that's an error on you, and that's a rough thing as a hitter, that is your job. But it was really great when, it got one get killed and I did get blocked, and she was right there behind me. She had our backs. That was just great having someone that you could trust back there to get everything up. And, even if she didn't get it up, she was giving 100% to make sure she tried. So, it just made you, as a teammate, want to work. And I like told her, I was like, when you get that grade, I'm going to make sure I put the ball away for you, because you did all of that for me, so now I'm going to help you out.
Yeah, I would say that it helped our chemistry on the court with trusting each other. And I was up to like I got your back, and like that helped me know that if I was struggling to get to or something, like they were gonna get back up. And as a freshman, looking up to that, to Raven, Anna, Abby, all of our seniors, Whitney, staff, and just knowing that they were gonna get 100%. I mean, that just made me more everything.
And we talked about, obviously, Ashley and Bree both had a couple of awards. And Savannah, one of your seniors, also had an award with the Comeback Player of the Year. Obviously, we talk about this a lot, and you guys trusting your team as Braves are now up 18-17 here in set 2 on a good rally as the Braves and Bobcats are trading blows. What is something like that? Ellie, you talked about your positivity. Savannah's kind of that comeback mentality to go through the hip injury and be able to come back. What is something like that do for you guys as well?
she's got it going for her. She's literally had every surgery that you can think of, but she, no matter what, she gives 110%. That just makes you, that motivates you as her teammate to want to work harder too. Because you're like, if she can, have her 12 surgeries in her college career, then, I can 110% just like she does. And that positivity that she had, because we knew she was in pain, we definitely did. But she never stopped working hard for us. She never did anything for herself. And that's honestly what you need in a teammate. You need someone that's willing to work not just for herself, but for you.
Yeah, I looked up to Sav. I know that if I did see her, that made it really do better to make sure that I pick up, even just them helping me. So I looked up to her a lot, and I miss her.
Yeah.
That's a huge component as far as I like that as a captain, y'all had different things that we brought to the table, different types of leadership styles. And Sad, I noticed that she was going through a lot with the surgeries and everything like that, but also she just kind of let her leadership take over in the times when she really couldn't do much as a player physically. So I felt like she was, she knows this. She's more like the mom of the group. Like she takes care of her, very compassionate and very empathetic. So I think just having that in a teammate is extremely important. So she was she was a strong player for our team, physically and emotionally. She just kind of held us down in a lot of different areas.
And as we see the Braves call another timeout here, using their second one and last one of the set, Braves currently trail 20-19 here in set number 2 as the Braves lead the match 1-0 over the Georgia College Bobcats. And since we have a quick break, we'll ask our next question that came in for all three of you. We mentioned the promo nights and theme nights, but we know that a favorite for you guys is the Halloween practice. Talk a little bit more about that and some of the memories that you've had over the years, and what have been some of your favorite costumes during your time here so far, and have you thought about your costume for next year yet?
I thought Shelly when she was the one because she was hilarious. That was hilarious. And no, I don't know what it would be next year, but that was probably the best one.
Yeah, Shelly's was definitely the best. She came in her big old whoopee cushion costume, and it was a box, 2 years. She just had this big t-shirt on, but me, I'll probably be something with April again, but we'll probably be something matching like we usually are. But I haven't really thought that far. One day at a time.
And I don't know what my costume is going to be next year. This past year I was a baby, but I really love extra costumes. Why you gotta do a whole lot to dress up a t-shirt or something? I'm just throw it together and then go. But it's always nice to see there's a lot of effort to their costumes. Shelly being with Christine.
Yeah, by the end of the practice, normally the entire costume's off because it's never like a headband, something that's off, it's flung off in the warm-up, so.
Alright.
My poor ears as the chipmunk, I was Alvin, and my ears came off mid-practice. I worked so hard on those two. To see Ashley, maybe, I don't know if you can see her, but she was so good. She was I cried watching her practice. I know, it was so funny. I got your back.
Thank you for that. Yeah.
She's never get you back.
Yes, ma'am.
as Braves are up 22-21 here late in set 2. Braves have used both their timeouts. Georgia College Bobcats have used one, as the high-flying Kayla Crowder comes up big with another kill in the evening. Braves lead 23-21. As Georgia College here now does use their second timeout here in set number 2. Braves looking to put this one away and take major control of this game here on social media night on November 8th of 2019 here at Lumbee Guarantee Bank Court. Total attendance for the evening was 105 people here at Lumbee Guarantee Bank Court. A good showing as the Braves took on the Georgia College Bobcats here at the bank.
Oh, yes, yes.
I think my I didn't see this.
Well, congrats. You did good.
I'm doing it.
Chills. Little chills.
And what are some of those timeouts like for you guys when obviously you guys took 2 here and now they've taken both of theirs? Coming out of that, what do those timeouts look like, sound like on your end? Does coach normally take the lead, or is that a captain's time to speak, or is it depend on the situation?
I think it depends on the situation, but also I think when Shane comes in and talks to us, like, that gets me hyped. He was probably telling us to not let up and to finish this game because he doesn't want us to keep going 5 because that's not going to make him happy.
No.
But normally, or Ashley will say something, and normally she'll end up telling us that we're good or whatever. But she, like, I know after being a leader, like, she definitely helps out, like making, like, telling everyone, like, what we need to do or what we need to fix. Or coach kind of just lets us talk unless it's, like, something that we need to change up the lineup or something like that.
Yeah, so when Shane comes in, his like saying for us this year was win the point, because he's always telling us that we need to go 1 point at a time. We don't need to worry about what happened in the previous points. We don't need to worry about what happens, in 20 points from now. So his thing was always win the point and tell us to focus on ourselves and control what we can control. And Coach, she was very much like our calming factor in timeouts and stuff like that, because we might get a little rattled. So she definitely calmed us down a lot. And then, yeah, I think it was depending on your position, because I know that if I was on the court, April or Selena or Sav would come up to me and just be like, hey, this is where they're standing, try going here next time you sleep, or hey, turn your hips in on the block, because a big thing for me, gotta turn them in. So, so I think it just depending on your position, because our teammates definitely help us. They want us to win, and they want what's best for us as players out there.
As the Braves take care of set number 2, 25-23. The final in that one. Braves just 1 set away from sweeping the Georgia College Bobcats, both on the evening and on the year, as Braves have already beat Georgia College at their place, winning on the road and picking up their first conference win in quite a while, as you guys really got rolling towards the latter half of the season. And obviously, Braves athletics just recently announced that UNC Pembroke will be heading to the Conference Carolinas in the 21-22 season. A lot less travel for you guys as student athletes and getting to face some local teams and some teams that you guys watched growing up, as they're a lot closer to hometowns for you guys. What is that transition like for you, and are you guys looking forward to that? And what are you looking forward to this kind of last season in the Peach Belt?
I know that for me and Ellie, like, this will be our last year, so it's kind of like bittersweet because we won't necessarily get to see, the other side as far as like playing in a different conference, but it makes it that much more special for us and for the rest of the team, the seniors and the rest of the team, to just kind of like let ourselves know before we leave the Peach Belt Conference. I think this is our year to make a statement. I know we tried years and years before to do that, but this is the year I really think that we're capable of doing so. I think that we made ourselves especially happy, and I know that this year is going to be even better. I know that there's a lot more conference games that we're going to win, a lot more people going to be upset, and a lot more awards maybe distributed to the people who deserve it. That's something I think I just think it's the year to make a statement. That's it.
Yeah, I feel the exact same way Ashley does. I just think we need to continue. We definitely made a statement this year showing teams in the BDC that, we're not just that team that you walk all over anymore. Like, we're that team that comes to play and win. And, for the people, or for like the younger, I guess like the people not in our class that are going to be in Conference Carolinas in a few years, they have every chance to dominate. I definitely believe that, and I know me personally, I'll still be around for school and stuff, but I can't wait to see how they do, against teams outside of our conference, moving into the new conference. So that's really fun. I'm super excited for them.
I know I'm going to be here for both of them, so I know I'm excited to this ring next year. So, we can end it with a ring, but then when we go to this next one, I'm gonna get another one. We gonna get another one. Me and Shannon, senior season.
You can. Fine.
Braves volleyball is definitely on the up, as their win percentage on the year was .417. Far better than in years past, and Braves looking to get to 500 and above, and obviously well above that to claim their first ring for the program, and obviously moving into Conference Carolinas. High expectations for volleyball there as well. As we get ready and we move into set number 3, Braves up 2-0 over the Georgia College Bobcats. Braves looking to get it taken care of and get the sweep of the Bobcats here, as none other than Casey Quinn is back to serve for the Braves to get set number 3 underway. Obviously, John is the one that normally calls y'all's games. He's a huge volleyball fan, coming from Penn State and calling some Penn State volleyball games, and now he got to call UNC Pembroke volleyball games. He normally lets athletes try their hand at play-by-play, and Bree, every game I feel like you come over and mess with the mic for PA announcing, so a little bit different, but I know that Todd Anderson, our boss, always picks on me for how I drag out Ashley's last name with Ashley Caesar, and obviously Shannon Scrid as well with how I announce hers. Bree, are there any names that you want to go ahead and try your hand at?
Fine. Okay.
Oh.
Okay, ready? Number 1, Ashley Sittinger. Well, tell me that was okay. Tell me that was good. I'll capture a break. What do you think? Take this lead. Oh, hold the phone. Okay. Yeah. Number 7. And take this lead. Hey, try to have some mode, but
Yeah, please do that.
you gotta do that for my mom one day.
Yeah.
You have to go.
Tell me
No,
again.
I never get one.
Do what?
My mom has a shirt and it has my face on it, it says green mode. So one game, I don't care when, you just gotta do that. And when I think she's just gonna
She's gonna literally fall out of her seat.
you know what, if I didn't laugh so much, I'd be good at it.
Your team definitely has some quality names for announcing. As you mentioned, Tank, Ashley, Shannon, Bree. Some fun names to say. Bree, that was very well done, and we will work in Bree mode at some point next season just for your mom. Maybe we'll do it on Parents and Families Weekend when we know your mom will be there. That might be something special we can build in.
Alright, there.
As the Braves are up 5-3 here in set number 3 as senior Anna Hines is back to serve for the Braves. And I know after talking with Coach McGill, she's really worked on building up some of your set plays over the past couple of years, that you guys have really expanded, quote unquote, your playbook, not exactly called that for volleyball, but your playbook. Are there certain ones that you really enjoy design wise of saying, hey, we're running this set, this number of attackers coming in? Is there one that you guys really, what's your favorite one to run? Is there one that sticks out?
Okay, so my favorite play is orange, and it looks like this, and it's basically where the right side goes all the way across the court. We don't get to run just because that's a hard play to execute, because literally everything has to be perfect to run that play, and it really throws off the other team because I'm literally on the other side of the court, so that's my favorite one. Quinn and I created that, so yeah.
That plays decline, you know, I told them what it is.
It'll still score. I'll work on it.
I really like running 31s, but now that me and Ashley and Aaron started working on slides and we just been getting more comfortable with it, I feel like we're just gonna run that, dominate that more stuff. I'm ready for that next season.
Really excited to write anything like that. That doesn't mean that's every single time. But I just think that's how Air will be most successful, because I think that a lot of teams haven't really run anything like that. But yeah, we're still gonna keep it versatile. We're gonna throw in a bunch of different plays at different times, but we're definitely leaning towards the plays that we don't really try as much. For the coming season, that's kind of what we're working on with the time that we did have it.
And I know we've talked a lot about Coach McGill, but we definitely don't want to leave out Coach J and let her feel unloved at all. What has she meant to you guys and to the program? Obviously, she's played a big role in the team's success, as well as have past coaches. But what does Coach J mean to all of you and her role on the team?
I can definitely say that with Coach J, she's definitely somebody that I feel that I can relate to. And she's always that person that, we can go and talk to. I'm not saying Coach McGill isn't, but, you form different relationships with different coaches, and I just think that we all kind of have a relationship with Coach Jay, where we can always talk to her no matter what it is. She's always there for us, and I think the times that the tough things need to be said, I know sometimes like that comes from different people, it comes from different coaches, but it's always coming from Coach Jay, because we know that it's coming from a good place. She's very passionate, and she wants to see us all win. And it's you can see it every game. She's always giving us and always be consistent with the messages that she does give us to kind of keep our heads. And I think that was something that was really huge for us, especially in against the first time we played Georgia College. I think we were all just kind of confused at how things were going to go down, but it was extremely helpful to have her there to keep us grounded like she always does. So yeah, I love Coach Jay.
Yeah, Coach Jay has made a huge impact on our program. She came in at the end of my freshman year. It was great having her coach, and we were very, very blessed to see that. And when Coach McGill was after baby Jackson, and she like, no, this is what's gonna happen, and I'm here better. Okay. So we just have her intensity and her fire. She hypes us all up so hard, and like Ashley said, she really has built a huge relationship. She was during the season at spring went. She's there for us all the time. It's just great. I personally love Coach Jay because I know I'm doing something wrong. I know it's more like watching. I know better so I know if I'm not you, but it's not. I know perfect.
As Georgia College called a timeout, and Braves were obviously ready to go on the court. Braves up 12-8 here in set number 3, leading 2-0 over the Georgia College Bobcats, trying to get the sweep here at home and the series sweep on the season. As a reminder, this is your chance to get your final questions in here on the evening at UNCP_sports on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Get your questions in there. Obviously, please feel free to follow us on social media as well at UNCP_sports on all social media platforms, including Snapchat and TikTok as well. So make sure to follow at UNCP_sports on all social media platforms. And then obviously what you're watching on right now on YouTube, youtube.com/UNCP Braves. Make sure to give us a follow on all of those platforms. Stay up to date on all things UNC Pembroke athletics.
Hey, Bull, so my niece watching, she's like 2 years old, and she's the love of my life, but she keeps saying my name. My parents sent me the video. So I just wanted to say, hey Camila, I miss you so much, and I love you.
Hey Camila, and hey to all of our parents and friends of UNCP Volleyball that are tuning in here on UNCP Sports Network via YouTube. Thanks for being a part of Brave Nation, and thanks for cheering on our UNCP Volleyball team. We love our fan base and Brave Nation. We're very appreciative and hope that everyone is staying safe during these crazy times. We can't wait to have everyone back in Pembroke, North Carolina at Lumbee Guarantee Bank Court as the Braves are set to hopefully start their season on September 4th. That's a Friday when they take on Newberry to kick off the season at 1 p.m. at Lumbee Guarantee Bank Court in the UNC Pembroke Invitational. So make sure to mark your calendars for that for everybody that is currently watching. Almost gets to that one as well. Braves still leading 15-11. Braves up 4 here on the UNCP Sports Network. Also, while we're here promoting all of our social medias, it was Social Media Day at Lumbee Guarantee Bank Court for this UNCP volleyball game. Also, make sure to check out Brave Hawk Talk, our new podcast that we started on the UNCP Sports Network. It can be found on YouTube. Hopefully it'll be coming soon to Spotify and other streaming services as well for the podcast. But currently it is available on our YouTube page, youtube.com/UNCP Braves. Make sure to check that out as we head through the summer, as we'll be featuring some of our athletes and coaching staffs throughout the year. So is there anything in particular that you guys have been doing to pass the time during this crazy stay-at-home order? And have you guys been moving on to coloring books, or are you guys big readers, or have you guys been so focused on finishing finals that you haven't had time for anything else?
I started reading a lot more. I didn't realize that I would like reading. I think it's because I always find entertainment in other ways. I like watching.
Well, I'm watching
watching TV or I'm always obviously playing my phone, so it's not really like I have time for other hobbies. But it's been really cool finding out that but I've been cooking a lot and reading a lot of books. So.
Ellie, Bree, what about you two? What have you guys been up to?
I watch a lot of Netflix. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, can you hear us?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I watch a lot of Netflix. Okay. So I watch a lot of Netflix. And my mom and I watch Vampire Diaries all the time. But I still go and I work out and I run and stuff like that. And of course I spend a lot of time with Camila. But that's pretty much what my days consist of, other than homework.
I'm currently working full-time at a daycare, so I go one day over here.
Ashley, I have a feeling that the team is going to be taking you up on all the cooking.
I'm sorry, can you repeat what you said?
I have a feeling that your team is going to be taking you up on all the cooking that you're referring to once everybody makes it back for season. So hopefully all of your cooking skills are going, I think they're going to be put to the test come the fall.
I really hope so. Offered to cook for, I think I've only offered for Cass, but Cass can cook. So she's the only person that I've offered my cooking to. But if anybody wants to see me chef it up, come on over, or I'll prepare something to get you all. It's whatever, but it's gonna be good. I love it.
And I love those Ravens night because we all take time year and year and
Oven fried wings. That's like one of my favorite things that I cook. I'm good now. I'm really good. I am. Hey, the word, I got y'all. Nobody ever requested something. Well, I'm pescatarian now, so y'all gonna be eating fish. That's the case.
What to eat? She came in as a pescatarian and she lived with me her first year. And she always talked about how she's pescatarian and stuff. She didn't eat meat. I walk in and she had Bojangles chicken one day. And I said, what happened? She's like, what? So I was so confused, but I wasn't going to question it. I was like, yeah.
It was so, okay, my last one, it was bomb. Like, being pescatarian was so easy. It was in freaking New York. So I come here, and there's nothing healthy around here. There is nothing. So I was like, I don't have time to keep cooking for myself, so I'll just convert back. That's the only option.
So one thing that, another question that came in, is the impact that the bench has for the game, the momentum of the game, and the players on the court. Obviously, volleyball has a lot of substitutions, rotating in and out, but what does the bench do to the momentum of the game, and having the bench behind you, what does that mean to you guys on the court?
I mean, for me, it's really awesome having the bench in our game and telling us, what spots are open and just getting so excited for us on the court. The volleyball is it's a team effort to win, and it's not just the 6 people on the court at the time. It's literally all 18 to 20 of us, how many there are. But yeah, so just having them getting excited for us and all that, and really pushing us to do better and to win for them. So that's really cool having them doing that for us.
I would say that I think our bench, like Oklahoma did great. They throughout the entire season, like there was never a time when we were like, hey guys, we need to keep it up. Or even like myself, or if it was, we all just were like, hey, can everyone do one little thing to make each other excited or whatever. But I think that everyone did a great job on having the intensity throughout the entire game.
Yeah, and I think along with I think we all kind of, which kind of ties into like that's kind of something that we've been talking about a lot, but it's made the biggest difference in winning and losing for us because I think in past years the chemistry, I can't speak for the years that I wasn't here, but I know that the year before last that I was here, the chemistry wasn't there. So now to see that there and to see everybody on the bench, since we kind of gel so well together, it's like a natural supportive instinct. It's like a natural cheering. It's like, I want to see my teammates do well. I feel the need to cheer for them. So it wasn't something that that we had to force out of everybody. We just naturally felt that support. Like when I was off and Bree was in, I'm cheering for her. Like Andy said, just help each other, like where the spots are open on the court or what we're doing wrong on the block, stuff like that. It was really helpful this year. And like I said, it just boils down to chemistry and wanting to be supported by our teammates.
I didn't want someone to do good. Like we always wanted each other to be the best, do the best, win. Like no one was being selfish this year, and we all gelled so good together.
I think someone that really is a really big supporter for us is Elise. She's an awesome teammate to have. She's always, if you just watch her over there, she's always so excited and she'll scream loudest. So shout out to her for that. She's awesome.
Yes. I would say that. I think Elise and Aaron and Morgan, like our freshmen that came in, they're honestly the bomb. Like we have these standards and these expectations where we're like, okay, we're not gonna put up with this with the new freshmen. We're not gonna do this, this, and that. And they just came in and they fit right in. But it was even more helpful and less stressful, especially like as a captain, to know that they're not causing any trouble. You know, they're being extremely supportive, and that's something that we didn't have to ask of them. Like it was there every single game. And like you said with Elise, like seeing her consistency, just being supportive, being happy for us, genuinely happy, was something that I'll never forget, never take for granted either. And I can't wait to see her really do her thing in the next coming years, because I know that that's going to be huge too.
She gonna be a bottom libero. Yeah, she gonna be that libero. Okay.
As Braves got a call reversed against them, bring Georgia College and the Braves both above 20. Georgia College got the next point as well, but the Braves have battled back thanks to Ashley Caesar, our very own, here with us, as it is set and match point number 1 for the Braves, 24-21 in the Braves' favor over the Bobcats of Georgia College. And that will do it, of course, off of another block, 25-21. Braves get the victory and season sweep over the Georgia College Bobcats. Final stats on the evening, our very own Ashley Caesar hitting a .333 percentage on the evening with 7 kills, 15 total attacks, and 4 blocks on the evening. Bree with 18 total attacks, 6 kills, and 1 block on the evening. One solo block and 4 assisted blocks on the evening. And then Ellie with 4 total blocks on the evening. Led the team in kills with 10 out of 29 total attacks, hitting a .310 percentage on the evening. Braves finished with a .185 hitting percentage and get the series sweep over the Georgia College Bobcats. As a reminder, the upcoming season is slated to take place on Friday, September 4th, 2020, 1 p.m. as the Braves take on Newberry. They will follow that match with a 7 p.m. match against Concord, also on Friday in the UNCP Invitational, right here at Lumbee Guarantee Bank Court, as we can see the Braves celebrating on screen with Coach Shane, one of our strength coaches here on campus. Ladies, Ashley, Ellie, and Bree, thank you so much for joining us for this week's Game of the Week. Are there any final words that you guys would like to say before we sign off?
Be ready next year. We coming. We are coming next year.
Okay.
Yeah, thanks for watching, everybody, and definitely come support next year, next season. We need all support. We're gonna come back, like we said, with that fire, as Shane would say. And we got to talk a lot of people next year, so definitely come out.
Once again, thank you so much for joining us here this evening for UNCP Game of the Week. Next Saturday, we'll be back in the same location, coming to you live from our YouTube channel, UNCP Sports Network, as we will showcase UNCP soccer at 7 p.m. right here on the UNCP Sports Network. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks so much for joining us. Make sure to give us a follow at UNCP_sports on all social media. And of course, I have to say it, we'll see you at game day. Thanks so much, everyone.